What's up, teammates? Back. Man, what a game. If that's the Gardner Minshew we're going to get every game, that's the Gardner Minshew that can win it for us. Now, that Gardner Minshew, the most important thing about that Gardner Minshew is he got accurate. So, I said I was going to go through every play, and I am going to go through every play. I'm not going to go to every play, deeply, but I do want to bring out the play so I can kind of give you a flow or how I felt the flow of the game went. We can look more accurately at the numbers of the situation. We can see what made us successful and why we were so unsuccessful in the first quarter. So, without further ado, first, the first drive we got sacked off the jump, which sucked. And it was a big ass, oh, here we go moment. But anyway, we threw a check down to Madison. It didn't work. Went into the shotgun, did a run from the shotgun like we were doing all last game. It didn't work. We kicked it back off. Got to the second drive. We tried to run with Zeus out of the shotgun, which didn't work. We got a quick one to Devontae, which is what we've been trying to do, but it was low ball, almost at his feet. He had to stop just to make the pass, so that's the way that happened. We tried to go to Devontae again, short 5-yard route. We went to Tucker again, short 5-yard route. We're just dinking and dunking. Minshew's not looking down. He's just getting quick passes, and we're trying to get the ball out of his hands quickly, I think, but it's not working at this point. They get the ball to Abdullah, try to do a screen with Abdullah, the worst screen I ever seen drawn up. So it didn't go anywhere. After that, Minshew got sacked, but that was just because Colton Miller got blown up. But, we've been sitting there in shotgun. The defense has been pinning their ears back, and, eventually one of the offensive linemen is going to, give one up, sitting back there in shotgun. Anyway, continue on to drive number 3, which was terrible. We tried to do a little push pass that doesn't work. We tried to do a quick screen to Brock Bowers that Gardner damn near overthrew. Brock had to use his whole reach to jump high and get it. Then we are out of the shotgun. Minshew scrambled and threw the ball away. Now, drive number 4, we start out with a run with Zeus. Then we find Brock for 11. We find Dante for 8. We find Mike Mowers for 11 and Brock Bowers for 5. At this point, Minshew was still not going downfield. We picked up some decent passes, and we got a couple of double-digit plays, and that was enough to get us to the field goal. When we had a short field, we could pick up the field goal if we could just get Minshew to get just a couple of first downs. We got 40 pass yards on that drive total. And I think those 40 yards, if we can get that on every drive, as you'll see later, will result in points. And Minshew can be a big time winner for us. With this defense getting us these short fields, and Minshew being able to get these 40 yards consistently on each drive. Now, it's a different way to get these 40 yards, and we'll go into it as I write these down. But I'm sure there's the same number matrix for every team, but we're just going to break it down for ours so I can show you what I noticed in the game and what I think if we see in the game, this is how we win, and this is what works best for Gardner Minshew. To continue, the next drive, the final drive before the half, we try to screen to Brock Bowers. Then we go to Devontae. The reason this is a good thing is because it actually was a penalty. So it was an incomplete ball, but it was a penalty. This means, though, that Minshew was starting to realized that I could go to Devontae Adams more often. Even if he looks covered, I should see what I can get with him because he's an instant reception. So he went for it, even though it was a stuffed one, and but he got the call. He's starting to learn how to use some Devontae. It's looking good. Okay, then we go out back into the halftime. Come out in the halftime. There's not a whole lot. We start with Zeus on the check down. He gets loose. We try to run 20 yards. Now, what we do get is a 25-yard pass to Brock downfield. That's almost all the 40 yards we need out of Minshew, out of each drive to push us towards points. After that, though, we do a run, another run. He hits Jacoby for 8, but that's not quite enough. And we throw an interception that was kind of like a bomb to the end zone. It hit Devontae in the hands. He dropped it. It was a hard ball to catch, but you're a wide receiver. The ball hits you in the hands. You're supposed to catch it. It's the NFL, no matter how odd the situation is. So, but what we're seeing is Minshew learning, hey, I should take this ball and throw it towards Devontae. Things could happen on the positive side. And he's picking that up now. So, we're off to the next drive. Driving them, nothing really gets done. We have a rush for no yards. We try to go to Bowers on another screen for 1 yard. We do get a scramble out of Minshew. The first decent scramble all game. It results in a 12-yard reception for Jacoby Myers. This becomes promising because Minshew's now using his mobility to buy time instead of trying to use his mobility to rush the line to try to gain yards. So he's changing his strategy a little bit in this game, and that's one of the reasons he started being more successful this game. To continue. The incomplete off the then the next play he doesn't make it. There's an incomplete off the scramble, and the drive stalls. Seemed like I missed a play here. To continue off to the next drive. This is when it starts getting good. This is when Minshew starts getting accurate. Once Minshew starts getting accurate, that's when he's a good quarterback. If we can get accuracy out of Minshew, we're golden. We can't rely on it, but when we can, if he can demonstrate a consistency with his accuracy, along with wanting to use his mobility to just buy time instead of trying to gain yards, there's good coming out of Gardner Minshew, especially since, everything's around him. To continue. Where I leave off at. We drive 8. All right. So, what we have here, we start off with a 1st and 10 on this drive. We get a screen pass to Brock Bowers that doesn't go anywhere. But then we get a pass to Jacoby Myers for 16. This pass was a great pass because Gardner Minshew got it on a rollout. He, again, moved the pocket, brought time instead of trying to step up and get some yards like he was trying to do last game. He faded back instead of trying to step up, bought more time, found Jacoby create himself open and get the ball downfield. Now, he's working with his team. He's understanding how they're willing to or finding a way to get open because this 16-yard play came actually off a broken play, off of something that Minshew's creating. Now, if Minshew's going to use his mobility to create and not try to gain yards with it, it's looking good for him. So, with that. Next play, he scrambles, but he can't find anything. He throws it out of bounds. That's fine because now we're seeing more movement out of Minshew. We're not going through all the plays in the first half. You notice I didn't bring up scramble not once. He wasn't doing that. He wasn't moving. The calls were coming out quick and it was short. Now he's buying time and he's using his mobility. After that, the next play he hits Devontae on a check down pass. The reason this was interesting is because again, Minshew's learning that if I can't figure out what's going on, I'm just going to throw it to Devontae because Devontae wasn't even looking. He wasn't even paying attention. He just looked back to see you. Hey, what's going on with the play? Oh, that's the football. But Minshew's like, I don't know what's going on with the play. I'm going to just throw it to Devontae. He's learning that. He's learning that, hey, I got a cheat code. I just keep using it. So we're picking that up now. And with him using his mobility again, he gets one to Brock Bowers for 27 yards deep in the field. This would have been his mobile touchdown had Brock Bowers been able to fight it all the way in. I said earlier when I was talking about using his mobility, I said a rushing touchdown, a touchdown that he created by using his feet. This is what I meant. Or what could be a something from that. Whatever. Back to it. So, with that 27-yard reception and Jacoby Myers' 16-yard reception earlier, we got two plays that go for over 40 yards in a drive. And if we can do that, we score. Every time we do that. If we can get two plays over 40 yards, we score every time. The last time we scored a field goal, we got 4 plays that totaled 40 yards, and we still scored. But it seemed like 40 is that magic number. Continuing. After that, we got to the goal line. We ran it in. That was our first touchdown. Things looking good because it looks like Gardner's starting to understand who he has around him, how to use them, and his confidence is there because his feet have gotten a lot slower. He still had those choppy feet early, and that's why I believe, now I think about it, his accuracy got better later in the game because he wasn't hopping on his feet. He was putting his feet down and throwing the ball with a good base, so his accuracy increased. To continue. Next drive. We start off with scramble. The reason the scramble was good because it ended up drawing a penalty. That's what we need from him. That's not need necessary. It's another benefit that you get with a mobile quarterback who's willing to use his mobility to buy time. He got hit in an odd way. The referee called it a foul when it wasn't really a foul, but it's live action football and things happen that way when you have a mobile quarterback or just someone who can move around. You never know what's going to happen because that's just the way the play plays out. You never know what the ref does or doesn't see. To continue. Next play, he gets sacked. It's kind of rough. But next play, he goes deep to Devontae on a very good, sweet, clean, well-timed, I guess we'll call it post route, shallow post. And it was right on time, right at the marker, right where it needed to be. The accuracy level on that play was perfect. Now, we're seeing the accuracy come out of Minshew because his base is better. He's more relaxed back there. He's putting the ball where it needs to be. He's remembering the plays and throwing them on time. Something I suggested he should be doing this game, and he's doing it well. With that, he does another piece of work to get mobile and create a pass for Devontae or create a reception for Devontae, and Devontae is super dope, so he made that. That was that 2 toes catch he made leaning out of bounds. We didn't end up with a touchdown on that drive, but we did get the short field goal, and that was we got points because we had two plays that were over 40 yards, and that's usually what happens when we does that because we're always starting with decent field goal position because our team with decent field position because our defense is shutting people down for the most part. Next drive. It starts off with Devontae, 29 yards downfield. Nice work, great pass. It's Gardner Minshew's accuracy has come together. His feet have completely calmed down. He's throwing right off the back foot. He's using his legs to buy time, but he's keeping his feet his what do you, his feet square. Well, just his feet balanced. Anyway, so he hits Devontae for the 29 one. Well, he hits White for 1 yard on a check down. Bowers for 15 yards down the field. There we go. 2 plays, 15 yards. We continue down the field and let's see how well this works out. He hits Bowers for 5. He hits Devontae for drop right in his hands. It was low and it was kind of difficult to catch again, but your receiver is hit you in both hands. It's a drop, but it was a difficult kind of catch to make. But next play goes to Bowers. Next play is incomplete. I'm not quite sure who it was to. Next play was a sack by Thayer Munford. But what we're seeing here is AB, 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 which is Adams, Bowers, Adams, Bowers, Adams, Bowers. He's learning his team. He's like, you know what? I got a couple of good dudes right here, and I should just use them as often as possible. Now, what also is coming at this point is something that I'm learning, and Brock Bowers is pretty damn good. But not just he's good because of what he's doing, because of the way he's doing. And what he is an intelligent football player, and he knows how to get himself open. And that is dangerous because we know Jacoby is pretty good at getting himself open, especially after the play breaks down coming to the ball. Devontae does that. Of course, Devontae does everything well. Devontae's main thing is just throw the ball somewhere where I'm at and I'll just catch it. But as far as Brock Bowers goes, you can see he knows how to find the open part of the field, how to come back to the quarterback and make himself present as a safety net for the quarterback to get it out to. And I saw that a couple of times, and I think that's what that leads to the reason that he's such a good player, because that's not something that everybody has, right? People don't come back to the quarterback the correct way. They don't really know how to sit down in the open area so that the quarterback can have a target when he's scrambling and trying to get mobile. And since Minshew is starting to use his mobility, and we got Brock Bowers who's showing that high football IQ, those things come together as they start to play together. Yeah, it's going to, only get more cohesion to continue. End up getting that touchdown off the 1 yard run. Next drive, Minshew does a scramble trying to get out the pocket. He gives the ball to Devontae because he's learning, if I don't know what to do, I'll throw the ball to Devontae. So he did it. He threw the ball to Devontae. It ended up being a penalty, and we got positive yards out of it. It wasn't really something that happened because, the reception or the play wasn't made, but he's learning. Go to Devontae. Something good probably going to happen, and something did happen. Next play, where the hell am I? Oh. Damn. I can't edit this either, y'all. I'm sorry you're gonna have to sit through this, or you could like stop watching. So anyway, what happens is he's learned to use Devontae for the penalty to get him into the end zone after he got the 29-yard early reception in that drive. Once he hit Brock Bowers for 15, he got a good penalty call for the Devontae in the end zone because he's learning. Let me just throw the ball towards Devontae. We'll see what happens. And we end up getting a touchdown out of that drive. Again, 2 plays, over 40 yards. He's learning to use Brock. He's learning to use Devontae. And he's using his mobility to scramble and create plays. The last drive is the drive where we got the final field goal. It is a pretty short field, so 8-yard run, 7-yard run, or 7-yard pass to Jacoby to get it to a first down. Run, field goal, game won. So, what happened? Gardner Minshew learned how to accurately throw the football and realized that I got a human cheat code in Devontae Adams, so throw it near him. And I got Brock Bowers, so when I don't know where anyone else is, Brock will make himself open. If they can't, if I can't find Devontae and I'm scrambling because the play breaks down, I can count on Brock to make himself available because of the football IQ that I've seen from him in the last couple of games, in my opinion. So, if we got that type of Minshew, if we got him understanding the Brock, and if Brock got that type of football IQ, doing that Travis Kelce getting himself open while no one's paying him attention type football IQ, and understanding that I got a cheat code in Devontae, and all I gotta do is wait for something good to happen as long as I can keep the play going. And if I can set my base well, keep my feet right, and throw the ball accurately, everything can happen. And that's what Detsky figured out and helped him figure out how to do in the second half. He helped call plays and move the pocket around a little for him so that Minshew could slide one way or the other, not have to try to stay in a pocket, but use a more mobile pocket. And that's how he was able to extend plays, get the ball downfield, and learn to use his weapons. So now Minshew hasn't had a chance to work with Devontae because he wasn't there during the spring training. But now they're getting some time together in practice. Now he's here in the field. He's like, oh, I've learned how to use this guy. And he's going to learn how to use Brock Bowers better. And that accuracy and that type of understanding of the plays and the timing that he had within the plays, well, that's a good Gardner Minshew. That Gardner Minshew is better than Aiden O'Connell. I will say that. I got to say that because the mobility factor is there. And if his accuracy can somewhat match Aiden's, and if his game mind can come together and stop messing up those plays like Aiden's mind is, then we got a good Gardner Minshew out there. If he's going to be that accurate, we're going to win all the time because that means all he has to do is accurately get his ball to those ballers that we got out there. 1 and 2, it looks like A and B, Adams and Bowers. And everybody else is going to be there to help that out if they ever learn to stop that. And Jacoby's going to be able to make himself available because he's a slot player. And Mike Myers is going to be there because he's a big body. And we're going to find a way to get the ball to Tucker. So we're not getting the ball on the ground. But if Minshew's going to be this accurate, we don't really need to. Like, honestly, we have to have the team respect the fact that we're willing to run. We got to be able to get under the center more. I still don't like as many shotguns as we've done. But, we still have other teams at least thinking that we might run it, understanding that the run option is there. So when we do play action, it can be successful. Like our first pass over 25 yards was a play action pass to Brock Bowers because we ran the ball the 2 plays before it. Anyway, if that's that is the version of the Raiders that I bought into, though. Under the center, more play action, less shotgun is what I thought we would see. But with that type of accuracy out of Minshew in the last, basically more like the fourth quarter, the second half, that type of accuracy with that type of willingness to just extend the plays instead of trying to create plays with his feet. We got to give Gardner Minshew, man. So if we can get the best of Gardner Minshew, I think that that's better than the best of Aiden O'Connell, because Gardner can be as accurate consistently as he showed today. And if he can hold that grasp onto the playbook as well as he showed today, well then we're really going to go there, because he doesn't have to do too much. Try to get 40 yards real quick, a couple of chunk plays, let us nibble and chip and do the small things, and then when they're not paying attention, chunk them up for a 20-yard play, and then do it again sometime later in the game or sometime later in the drive. And once we start getting our running game together, hopefully we'll be able to bust off a chunk on the ground instead of having to rely on Minshew having to bust off chunks in the sky. So the formula's there. We need two big plays each drive, because we're always going to start with good field position, and we don't need to go too far. We don't need to, have those 80-yard drives tip to tail with Minshew. We're going to get shorter fields. We're not going to have to go 70 yards the whole game. I mean, I think our average field position was on our own like 40 or 45-yard line. It was something ridiculous like that in the second half. Anyway, with that being said, that's the team. That's who we got. And if that's the Minshew we're going to get, and it's not anything else but the accuracy. If we can get his feet set and that type of accuracy out of Gardner Minshew, then we're going to be extremely successful, because all he has to do is accurately get the ball to those players and let the rest happen, just like Brock Bowers almost pulled it into the end zone all by himself. And all you have to do is get it next to Devontae, whether it's almost out of bounds or not. He's going to put them toes down. He's going to grab the ball and do something miraculous with it. Just put it near him and let's see what happens. So that's coming together. The defense that's been giving them the short field, murderous, man. Good business. I'm telling you. If that's what we're going to get out of Jacorian Bennett for the rest of the season, we are golden. Jack did his thing. Our secondary is monstrous. Marcus Epps and Trayvon Merrick just tackling everybody everywhere all the time. Of course, we see Bobby Spills do his thing, and the rest of the crew. Our defense is just stellar, and everybody in every position is hardcore with their stuff. So with that defense and that Gardner Minshew, we're going to have a fabulous team, and there's nothing to do but smile. And the silver lining is we've only just begun, baby. And hey, I didn't care. Like I said, I don't care if we don't get Aiden, if we get wins. And this version of Minshew is, like I said, better than Aiden O'Connell. So, that being said, we won one. It's nice. It's good to turn it around and go right back to 1-1. But you can't win them all. The clouds get dark. You look for the bright side. Come to the silver lining. Guru out.